¿Lastimado en un accidente automovilístico o en un accidente de trabajo?
¿Está preocupado por su salud e ingresos debido a su accidente?
¿Inquieto por el futuro de su familia?
No está solo. Llame a las oficinas legales de Maldonado y Corbett para una consulta gratis. Infórmese antes de que sus derechos sean violados.
En las oficinas legales de Maldonado y Corbett le atenderemos 100% en su idioma.
Y recuerde, somos hispanos, somos humanos
y tenemos derechos.
Vea nuestro anuncio en el Nacional.
In my house, District 88. And I was like a lot of people in Oklahoma. I had no idea. I had no idea that there was even a shelter for battered women and children in Oklahoma. And after I was elected, I went to that shelter, and I was absolutely amazed at the work that those people did there to help the victims of domestic violence. And I was equally appalled at the issue that we have in Oklahoma with domestic violence.
What I'm hoping is that it's going to raise awareness of the domestic violence problem that we have in Oklahoma. Many people in the state are like I was when I first ran for office. They are just completely unaware that we have a domestic violence epidemic in Oklahoma.
My involvement really began while Sandy was still here. I remember thinking about, what do I want to change in Oklahoma? You know, I'm writing my first bills, and I decided something needed to be done about domestic violence. And while I was tinkering with possible ideas, my good friend Carlos Ortiz came to me and told me the tragic story of Sandy's death and invited me to join him, her family, and her friends at the memorial service. And right after the memorial service, I met her family for the first time. I talked to a lot of her friends, both old and new. And it was made clear to me that Sandy was something to be cherished. And it inspired my legislation in two ways. One, it named it Sandy's Law. But two, I decided this wasn't going to be legislation that went after anybody. It wasn't just going to be simply expanding punishment. I wanted to build people up in Sandy's name. And so that's what the law does, as Jackie highlighted. It allows witnesses to come out with protection and tell the police what they've seen and report these crimes. I believe that if we hear the witness, we can free the victim.
Amen.
I think what we've accomplished is we've made a lot of noise, which is a big first start, and we're getting public awareness out on Sandy's Law and what that's going to do for witnesses of domestic violence, and we're beginning the push to make sure we get this law passed this session on the governor's desk and signed. What I need the community to do is make sure they're calling their representatives, calling their senators, talking about how important Sandy's Law is, and really that's the biggest.
Thank you all for allowing this moment for me, my mother, and my niece. This picture here is of my sister, Maria Gonzalez. She was a victim of domestic violence. It occurred on May 4th, 2014. Today is the day that you say no more.
Yes.
Because you were born to be a woman of dignity, a woman of beauty, inside and out, a queen of your own throne, a strong mother and a teacher to your children. Say today I will be an example to other women that no one should be abused or put down. Today is the day you say, I've had enough. My sister Maria had faith like one of God's strongest angels. She believed that by having faith, all would be okay. She would say, stand firm in what you believe in and let no one shake your faith or take it away from you. She would say that if you feel that what is the truth, then go with that. We were raised to love and appreciate our Puerto Rican roots, custom, and heritage, and have respect for ourselves and other people. We were taught to work hard and succeed our goals in life. This evil person, the most deceitful individual I've ever met, he beat her. He slammed her against the door, he threw her on the couch and began to choke her. Maria was 8 weeks pregnant at the time of her death.
Bueno, mi hija fue abusada durante muchos años de su novio. Ella mantenía todo en secreto. Abusaba de sus niños cuando mi niña trabajaba. Ella era una muchacha muy trabajadora, muy luchadora, como siempre yo le enseñé a ser. Ya no haya más violencia, de que ya traten de parar esto, de luchar contra esto, porque nos están matando nuestros hijos, nos están acabando nuestra familia. Y yo sé que cada madre, igual que el dolor que yo siento, cada madre lo debe sentir igual. Y no es justo que la justicia no haga nada sobre estos casos de abuso domésticos.
Everything, raced through my mind. How could this happen? What happened? Who did this to her? Why? It wasn't until later that day that we found out that she was being verbally abused by her boyfriend. Co-workers and friends told us that he would come into her work verbally abusing her, belittling her in front of customers, and just making her feel like, the dirt on our shoes. And it hurts to know that someone witnessed this and didn't stand up for her. Working with Representative Stone has been amazing to kind of see what could have happened. If we had this bill, House Bill 1166, Sandy's Law, Sandy may be here today. That bill is to encourage witnesses to report. It offers them the same protection. They're able to file an immediate VPO with officers and then later go in front of a judge and file an extended VPO so they can be protected, because that's what prevents witnesses from reporting.
Our governor, Mary Failing, and the Congress and the House Representatives are passing some bills. It's very important for us as today to come by and make our voice heard by her and for those authorities that at this point it seems like are deaf to our pain and to what is happening in our homes, in our society, with our authorities, than still human beings but acting like not.